Well, here's the result of my extended trip. I got home yesterday evening. Uh, my nephew, he really did a decent job. Things are a lot better than I expected. He kept telling me there was no floaters, so I thought I didn't lose any fish, but it looks like I lost 3 cory cats in this one, and uh, that's about it for this one. The plants are doing good. The baby guppies are doing good. All my loaches are doing good. This one has pretty low light, but been on 24/7 for close to 2 months. I had a little bit of algae, and it's on, you can see it on the glass. I haven't touched anything in this aquarium. I think I'm fixing to put all of my minnows in here. I'm fixing to consolidate and start breaking down a few of my tanks. I've only got like 2 weeks to get everything packed up, but I'm really amazed things turned out as well as they did, y'all. Really am. Look at that Anubias there. It had 2 leaves on it when I left. And they're starting to get a little tattered, but it actually made new leaves. It doesn't look like this wasn't real heavily planted to begin with, so and it's got a very dim light on it. Now this one, looks like my snails are doing fine. Yay. Looks like they've had plenty in there. I have one little Molly baby. In here. I haven't seen my mollies. I have 2 female bettas in here. Okay, when I left, I had 2 mollies, 2 bettas, and the 4 snails. And I'm thinking that the mollies perished. I don't know, and I think that's what caused all this algae. And this one has a stronger light on it. I've had an absolute explosion of snails in here. The pond snails. Now some of these are the baby white wizard snails. You can see the water level's a little down. He was putting a gallon here and a gallon there. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to consolidate what I can. I can't put my snails over in the other aquarium though, because the loaches will kill them. There's one of the females. And I seen the other one in here last night. I haven't seen any sign of the 2 adult mollies, so I'm pretty sure that they're the reason I've got this really lush algae growth. You can see the other female betta back there. Now, my nephew kept thinking that my orange molly was still in here, but I think he was seeing one of the bettas. Now this, guys, this was my landscaping contest tank. and I'm going to call it a fail but not a fail, if that makes any kind of sense. I've got a pretty good snail population going in this one too. This is my White Cloud Mountain minnows. I have the longfin variety and the gold ones, and I had put all this land moss in here that I bought dry, and it was supposed to fix itself, but it has deteriorated. Let's see if I can get it. You can see what I'm watching back there on TV. I haven't lost any minnows in here. One of my white wizard snails had babies in here just before I left. My sword plants didn't do so well, and my hygrophila that I was wanting to grow out of the top didn't do so well. One thing is my blinds got closed, so some of my plants, I was counting on the natural sunlight to grow that hygrophila, and it just didn't get enough. Just didn't get enough light. But other than the one sword plant that's not doing too well, and the moss that's dying, I mean, this has gotten really tannic. That's probably from the moss. It's kind of brown, but I have not lost a single fish in here. And it doesn't look like I've lost any snails. So it was a success because it did very well without any attention, and it was a fail because it didn't grow the way I expected it to. So there's that. Now that crypt there, that's really grown. I really wish I didn't have such a bad glare on this one. I've got everything turned off, so I'm not sure what's causing that. Now this is my little tabletop pond. And I had Dottie, my Globetta, in here. She was the one that I got back from my mother-in-law that had the bad ammonia burn, and she was having some swim bladder issues when I left, and I think she's pretty well. I haven't seen her, and Ronnie never seen her. Well, he kept saying there was baby fish in here, and I kept saying there was nothing in there that had babies, but we got some kind of a planaria, or could even be mosquito larvae in there. One whole plant died. My creeping Jenny that I had growing in there, that died. I had a cryptocrine in there, it died. I had one other plant in there, and it died. But everything else seems to be doing all right. My fern is, I think he didn't keep the water level high enough because the bottom of that basket is barely touching it. Well, it's pretty wet. So I'm not sure what happened to the fern. It's just not doing too good at all. But I did empty one of my betta jars in here. When he topped it off, he broke my sand cap. And now I've got all kinds of dirt in the water. So this one's going to get broke down as well. I'm not going to reset it up. I put Chief in here, my double tail betta, who, by the way, is doing great. His tail's grown back. And but I put him in there for see if he would eat some of them things that are wiggling around in there. So all these smaller tanks are going to be broke down. I'm going to break down this one, and I'm going to break down this one, and I'm going to put everything into the two 40 gallons. I'm going to get some of that hair algae out of there because fish are getting caught in it. I can see some baby trapdoor snails. I'll have to get my magnifying glass out. But plants seem to be growing pretty good in there. So anyway, alright, let's go check out the betta jars. Alright, there's Pete. He's doing really good. His jar's got some green water in it, but doesn't seem to be bothering anything. I'll stuff some more plants in there. He's got some, I think it's bulbitis and vallisneria and some acara in there. So we will give that some more plants when I clean out those other tanks. And here's my paradise fish. He's colored up really pretty. These guys get full on afternoon sunshine. I did feed these two when I got in yesterday. There's so much algae in there, it's making bubbles on top, but he's got him a bubble nest going, so it can't be too bad. I did have my nephew feed these guys like twice. I left particular food there that's freeze-dried blackworms, and I would tell him not to put more than maybe 2 or 3 worms in each jar. That's the jar I had Chief in, and guys, that one had absolutely no algae. It had no algae growing in it, and it was really looking good. Alright, let's see if we can get the outside pond. Okay, here's the outside pond. Now, I did tear into the big black one when I got home yesterday, but this is doing really good. Oh, it's gonna break my heart to tear this down before. My iris from the yard is actually doing good. It's liking it there. And the elephant ears, they're somewhat sunburnt. My shade kind of got tore up and moved, and it was getting too much sunlight. But the fish seem to be doing really well. I've seen a couple of really gorgeous guppies in here yesterday. I started out with a couple of ribbon guppies in here, and then I added one big female from my mother-in-law's tanks. And so I put male ribbon guppies and the mutt females in here, and then in this one I put the ribbon females and the mutt males, and this one also has a huge paradise fish. He's really big. Let's see if we can get him to come up. He actually come up and bit my finger yesterday. There he is. Can't see him very good, but when the sun hits him just right, he is just gorgeous. Now this was absolutely filled with hair algae. You can still see, you see that little pillow on top right there? This whole thing was covered with that. And I pulled some of it out yesterday. I haven't pulled all of it out, but there's what I pulled out yesterday. I wear a size 7 shoe. Maybe I'll give you a little bit of reference there. But this out here will stay up until the very, very last minute. This out here has just turned out gorgeous, guys. See what'll happen if you just leave things alone? I need to fill it up. It needs some water in it. But other than that, it's really doing good. I call him that paradise fish in there. I got mad at him and chunked him out here in the pond right after I got him because I thought I bought a male and female. Well, it turns out I had 2 males. And he was fighting the other paradise fish, so I took them both out of the aquarium. Yeah, he's twice the size of the little guy in the jar. Anyway, his name is Dingleberry because he was mean. He was really mean. So anyway, that is how things looked when I got home. Like I said, the only thing I've done is pull some of the algae out of the pond, and I added Chief to the little tabletop pond. So you see what I seen when I came home. Now, granted, I was gone for almost 2 months. Almost 2 months. Let's see. Yeah, pretty close to right at 2 months. And I had somebody topping off and giving the bettas a little bit of food. He didn't feed any of the other tanks. And I didn't even have food web set up yet, like Father Fish recommends. That's coming when I get all this set back up in Missouri, because these guys are going with me. Y'all, I'm too attached to my fish, so they're coming with me. And I've been talking to Father Fish, and I think we've pretty much got a plan for transferring the fish and the decorations and plants that are in the water. But I'll probably give some of this away, and I'll keep some of it. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. So anyway, there we go, guys. I'll try to do another video after I start getting things consolidated, and then when I start packing up, I'll show y'all how we pack it up. Okay? Love you. Y'all have a great week. Bye.